Hello and welcome to Coffee Chat with me, Jody Myciak. Today we're going to talk about fake it till you feel it, not. I'm going to share a story with you about how I faked being happy and where that led me. You can probably imagine already that it didn't lead me anywhere good. Anyway, so grab your coffee or tea and come chat with me. Okay. So, like I mentioned last coffee chat, I am going to open the floor for questions and say hi to everybody at a point in coffee chat, just so I'm not all over the place. And so, whenever you have a comment or a question, by all means, share it. And then I'm not going to get to it right at the very moment. I will take a moment to look at all my devices and make sure that I haven't missed anybody, and then we'll chat, just so I don't forget where I'm at and look like a little squirrel going all over the place. So I want to share that story with you. I remember, I don't remember. I was going to look it up when the movie, the Secret came out. It had to be early 2004. Anyway, somewhere in the early 2000s. And it was when I first got introduced to the law of attraction. And the movie The Secret came out. And I was immersed in this world like, oh my goodness, if I think positive thoughts, positive things will happen. And that is so true. I'm not poo-pooing the law of attraction at all. I'm just poo-pooing how I handled the law of attraction. So I also wanted to, I'm going to take us a moment back because I jumped right in instead of explaining. One last thing, I came up with this topic today because this whole month I've been talking about finding your way back to happy. I shared different stories of struggles and things I've overcome over just the past couple months, where life was literally pretty a roller coastery. And I share that all on my podcast, Loving Me, Myself, and Life. So if you love listening to podcasts, check those out too. But this is completely separate. But I was like, what am I going to talk about on Coffee Chat? And I was like, well, let's get into something happy, something about happiness. And this is where that led me down this road of that part in my life that I'm like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? What was I doing? So now back to my story. Going back to my happy story, the law of attraction, I really follow Louise Hay. Like that's really where I kind of got my feet in there. And Dr. Wayne Dyer and I'm sure there's more. Oh, Robin Sharma and things like that. And The Secret came out and I'm like, oh my goodness. And now I know they even talk about like, you can't just sit on the couch and do nothing. But I wasn't prepared for that. Like, I was like, I'm going to do something. So it kind of got me in this world of thinking I had to be happy for good things to happen. I'm not saying that's what they said, but that's what I took from that. So I went through this phase where I was constantly pretending to be happy. So my motto was like, oh, I'm not going to say I'm fine or that I'm okay or whatever. My always like, I'm amazing. That was my knee-jerk reaction. Anybody said, hey, Jody, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm amazing. I might not have been amazing, but I wanted to feel amazing. So I was faking it. And to a certain degree, that is cool and it's awesome, except when it's not. Because what I did was I hid from all my feelings. I didn't tell anybody I was not feeling good. I was just like, I'm amazing. And I even was fooling myself half the time. But the thing is, we're not meant to be amazing 1,000% of the time. A good chunk of the time, like we want to feel good, but our feelings are there and they're not good or bad. They're there as a compass, as a guide, really, to let us know what we're feeling, obviously, and then what, like, that something's out of alignment. So, for example, when I'm angry, when I'm angry, I was gonna say frustrated. I was gonna downplay it, but I'm not. When I'm angry, I realize like I have to pause, and be like, what am I not getting right now from myself, from life, whatever? Like, what am I missing? A lot of the time I'm not taking time for myself, or most of the time I'm not taking enough time for myself, or I'm not getting enough sleep, or maybe, I haven't been eating well and then that messes up my hormones, but that's a whole different conversation for a whole different day. What I'm saying is, though, our feelings are there to let us know that something is off balance, that something needs to shift. Yes, we want to be happy all the time. And that is something to thrive for sure. But what I missed in the whole law of attraction was it's about thinking positive thoughts. So it's really going a little deeper than just your surface thoughts. So when I was feeling frustrated or angry, it's about like, okay, I'm feeling that. So there's this really cool thing where it's name it, claim it, and let it go. And it's really about being mindful. So I don't even know, I probably over a year more pretending to be happy. And it really left me really, really not in a good place because I was bottling up my emotions left, right, and center. And they were just waiting to explode, or the person that just knocked the bottle over just so. And it's not about always living in your feelings or being like constantly in it. But at the same time, it's about just being mindful like, oh, I'm not in a positive mindset right now. What do I need? And maybe it's just as simple as turning your negative thoughts into positive thoughts using affirmations. I still use affirmations today. But one thing I don't do is pretend to be happy when I'm not. So if I'm meeting up with a friend and, they're like asking how I am, I might share that I'm struggling right now. I'm open about my feelings. Now I'm not open to every single person that I meet on the street because not everybody needs to know. Like we just ask people, how are you doing a lot of the time for politeness. So not everybody's waiting to hear about like what's going on in my life. But at the same time, I do open up to the people that I want to share those feelings with. And I hope that makes sense. It's so important to be really mindful, like not really mindful. Let's not go really mindful, but mindful of how you're feeling and then why. And sometimes you might not know why. Maybe there's a movie on and you're just crying. Maybe it just brought up emotions. So it's just honoring yourself in that moment. We don't always have to have an answer for everything. It's just about being with yourself, honoring those feelings. And a lot of the time with my kids, it is, and for myself, it's naming it. So I'm angry right now, or I'm sad right now. And then being okay with that. There's been so many years in society that's like we're not allowed to have feelings, thankfully, or not allowed to feel them and be open about them. Thankfully, things are changing, and that's a really great thing. Uh, the only thing is, like, we're if you've, I was born in the 80s, so we've been conditioned to not feel them. So it's about reminding ourselves that it is okay. Really important to not fake anything until you make it. Like the whole thing, like fake it till you make it in business, fake it until you make it to a certain degree. Like it's about thinking about the future self you want to be, but not necessarily faking every aspect. Because personally, and this is coming from so much love because I've been there, when we fake how we're feeling or who we are, if it doesn't fit into who we really truly are, our values, it can really either take us on a really wrong course, like where we just start living like a person we don't want to live because it's not in tune to our values, or we just are really unhappy underneath the surface, but we're pretending not to be. And I hope that makes sense. So I shared about, you can name it and claim it. So when you claim it, it's just really about, okay, acceptance, really. Like, this is how I feel right now. Maybe you need a big hug. Maybe you need to talk to a friend. You know, maybe you need to go for a walk. Or maybe you just need to be sitting with that for a moment. When we push and shove things aside, like they don't go away. Like I said, I just kept shoving them into a bottle like it was going to explode. That is what happens with our feelings. So now some of them, yes and no. Like if it's a movie, but I'm talking about the emotions that are like some serious anger, some serious sadness. Like if you wake up and you're sad, or if you wake up and you feel guilty or ashamed for something, like those feelings aren't necessarily going to go away until you shine a little light on them. And that is awareness. And then it's not about living there forever. It's about letting them go. Be like, okay, thank you for showing me what I need to know. And then let it go. Now, this can be let go in so many different ways. I love writing letters to myself, to others. It's kind of the thing I do. The other thing is just I burn a lot of sage, like smudging in my office. And that's usually when I let something go, and also send love out to everybody else as well. So it's not just a me ceremony. It's okay, this is what I'm letting go so I can send love to others in this world as well. So it's really what works for you. What I found so much on my own personal journey is everybody has an answer for something. Everybody has information. Everybody has a story, including you. You have a story too. And it's really good to listen to other people's stories, what they did, how they moved through it, and then taking all that information and really see what fits for you. Because I followed some other people's advice and different things, and it didn't actually feel true to me. So it's taking in lots of different things, figuring out what your core values are, and then moving towards them with this information. And just Louise Hay always said, like, read my book, take what works and leave the rest behind. It is so true. In the world of information, take what you can. Like, I really am here to motivate and encourage you and support you. There is already so much information out there. And I do share information too, because I'm sharing my own journey and stories with you from what I learned. So it's really about listening to your heart. What do you need right now to make you happy? Now, sorry, there was one more thing I wanted to share. Oh, yes. And that comes to the other thing I wanted to share with you today. Happiness. How do you get there? Well, the thing is, it's already within you. So it's really about moving away. I live on the Sunshine Coast in BC, and we have a lot of blackberry bushes. Like, they're everywhere. They just kind of go everywhere. And they're not indigenous to this region. They just kind of came in and they just take over. So I think of that as our life sometimes. If we don't trim back the blackberry bushes, they will take over our yard and our life. Like, I have some areas, I kid you not, that need to get seriously trimmed down because we let them go too long. And that is like our life. So if we are constantly, running, taking care of other people, and we're not tending to these things that kind of take over our life, and not in a bad way. Like, man, when we don't take care of our blackberry bushes in the summer, we have so much blackberries. It's amazing. Make lots of jam and pie, and I make this delicious bake with blackberries. But the thing is, then we run out of yard or, the kids run in the backyard and they get snagged by a blackberry bush, which would really hurt. So it's about tending to your garden or your life. And sometimes it's just slowing down. There might not even be any trimming to do, no weeding to do. But the thing is, it's slowing down to really see what you need and really get in tune to what your values are. What are your personal values? And what brings you joy? Because we can get lost in everybody else's worlds and the busyness of life. I am so guilty of that myself. And it just happens. So it's taking some time to figure out what brings you joy. And that can be as simple as starting a list, a what brings me joy list. And you can start writing down things that bring you joy. Like, maybe you already know some that light you up and make you happy. And they kind of bring that awesomeness out within you. Like, I love listening to music. It instantly puts me in a good mood. Love it. Instantly puts me in a good mood. And then there's other things that, I've learned throughout the years that bring me joy. Like, I moved to the coast because I was like, I need mountains. Like, actually the biggest one was water. I was known I liked water or loved water, but like, anyways, over the years, I discovered what brings me joy: nature and being outside. And it's just slow. So sometimes you can put things on the list really quickly. And the reason for this list that I'm encouraging you to do is that you have this list when you're feeling down or life feels kind of heavy or stuck, like you haven't been doing enough things for yourself. You can go over to your list. You can place it on your fridge, in your bedroom, wherever you will see it, or at least know where it is. And look at that list and be like, okay, today I'm going to go for a walk because I haven't been out in nature for a while. Or I'm going to go talk with friends because they really lift me up. And sometimes it's not about fixing. It's about redirecting your focus, right? So you can be busy doing lots of things, running your kids to places, working, cleaning the house, whatever it might be on your list. Work, maybe you're not in a job that makes you really fulfilled, and that's okay. But it's balancing other areas of your life so you are fulfilled in a way that really brings you joy. It's having those lists so that way you can go to them when you're not taking the time for you and doing the things that you love. So I hope that helps. And one of the best things that I've ever that helped me figure out what are my personal values, what brings me joy. I don't know. I've been following everybody else's joy that I kind of got lost, and I was faking my own joy to the point where I really didn't know what brought me happiness or what really, lit me up inside. And that is why I actually created a course in self-love, because self-love is how I got to where I am. If I didn't create this loving relationship with myself, I don't think I would have actually known what brought me joy. I finally listened to my heart. Self-love really does help in so many different ways. And the course in self-love that I've created is everything that I've used along my journey to really, build up that relationship with myself. And if you're interested, all you need to do is go over to my website, jodymyciak.com, and it's under courses. And it's called A Course in Self-Love, Building a Loving Relationship with Yourself. And it really does just take it one step at a time, helps you with your personal values, setting boundaries with yourself and others. It's really just self-love is the core and to everything that's helped me reconnect with my happy and be more mindful and aware of my feelings and allowing them to be there and knowing that I'm worthy of those feelings. And it's like, it's all those things. So to recap, name it, claim it, and let it go. If feelings are really running your show, or if you have this idea that you can't have feelings or that they're scary or that you should always be happy. And then, if you're not there yet, or you just want to have something even simpler, start creating a joy list, things that bring you joy. And one thing I didn't mention is making room and space for them. So maybe once a day, doing 5 to 10 minutes of something that brings you joy, or once a week, doing something bigger, whatever works for you. Now that leads into something else I want to share with you. I have been, planning and figuring out what are my next moves and my next steps. The next month, I'm kind of shifting some things so I can work on a project that is really near and dear to my heart that I haven't been making time for. It's this thing that sits there and I'm like, I really want to work on it. And it's this thing that brings me so much joy, but I haven't made time for it. So over this past month, I've been kind of shifting my calendar, my schedule, and really making room for this project. I don't want to share it yet. I'm hoping to share it in the new year. I want to really kind of sink my teeth back into it and really get some headway on it before I share it. But it's something that I've been working on for over 5 years that I'm like, I really want. It's kind of like that thing that just there in the room, like the elephant in the room, like that project, that thing that I just want to finish, or at least if I never finish it, okay, but I want to give myself a solid month of time to really work on this project because, like I said, it's near and dear to my heart. And I just keep making excuses and I keep having a busy schedule. So I'm going to be backing away a little bit, but I will still be around as well. Just trying to shift and make room in my life for this project. Because there's this calendar growing up. It was a funny one for my dad's work that said, I know everything. I just don't know it all at once. Well, I'm thinking of my life as I can do anything, or I can do anything, just not all at once. So I'm finding this balance and making space in my life because we can't do everything all at once as much as I'd like to, or tell you, yeah, you can do it all at once. You can have a family, you can have a career, you can have all of those things, but it's figuring out the amounts of time you can put towards each thing because we all have the same amount of time in a day. So it's really just figuring out how to shift things to fit them in. And for me, I'm going to go inward. This project really is creative, needs a lot of inner focus and inner time with myself. So when I put energy out and, have all these places out and about, like, I don't have the energy within or the joy, like it's then I'm having to work harder to reconnect. So anyways, in saying that, I'm not sure if I'm going to have a coffee chat in November. If I do, it's not going to be live, just so I can continue working. If it is there, I'll keep posting, and it'll be a recorded one like I used to do, just so I can have a solid month, that I can focus on this project and really give it the love and focus it deserves. Because I have this tendency to really focus on things, and I can kind of get lost, in the busyness or the helping of others, and this will help others. Just I really, yeah, I really need to go inward for a little bit there. But like I said, I will be around, so I'll still be, checking emails, checking messages, helping people through a course in self-love, and be in the BU community room. I just might be a little less. You'll see me a little less on social media and things like that as well, just because I am trying to go a little bit more inward to finish this project. Anyways, again, you can keep, going along. You can check out the BU community room, which is a free community, to be you, free completely. Just check it out on my website at jodymyciak.com. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching. Check out my website too. There's always free, it's a toolbox of free goodies as well there that you can check out. And so if a course in self-love isn't right where you need to be right now, there's so many other tools to help you really connect to who you are, because I want you to be happy, truly happy, and connected to who you truly are, and do the things you love. Thank you again for being here. Take care and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.